Welcome back to the Compressor Guru. Today, the Guru is going to be interviewing a maintenance man from a factory. Now, we've talked about trying to get some interviews in so that you can understand a little more of what all goes into the maintenance in a larger factory, especially concerning the air. So, without any further ado, here's the Compressor Guru.
Thank you, camera wife. So today we have a guest, and we have no studio audience, so we don't have to worry about the massive applause.
Are those new glasses?
Those are new glasses.
They
Well,
look wonderful,
let's
darling.
Stay on subject.
Okay, go ahead.
I shaved for this. Let's not let it grow back while you're talking. So we have Troy with us today, and Troy is, what is your job title?
I'm the maintenance supervisor.
You're the maintenance supervisor.
That's correct.
And at Drucker,
Diagnostics.
what does Drucker Diagnostics produce?
We manufacture centrifuges for the medical industry. So if you had your blood drawn and spun up in a centrifuge, chances are it was one of ours.
Okay, I've seen them in labs at hospitals.
Yes.
I have seen them in the old name for them. Is that the only product they have?
Now that they have other products, we have another company, but the main product there is
Okay.
centrifuges. Yes.
Okay, well, I didn't mean to get on the other company thing, but because the plane's too big just to make a centrifuge. Yeah,
Well, I mean, we basically make everything there.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
from scratch. So
Okay.
we're
So, how long have you been there?
well, this is my 11th year.
11th year,
Yeah.
so no wonder you're like in charge of maintenance.
Sure.
Being there that long.
Sure.
Now I know a couple of the other guys out there, and they got a really cool machine shop there. So you guys are pretty self-sufficient for
Oh, yeah.
a lot of things.
Oh yeah.
So there's a lot of parts in a centrifuge, and there's a lot of steps in the process of building one. That probably complicates your job to keep everything working to assemble and manufacture this stuff, doesn't it?
Yes. There's a lot of machines there, and the range of equipment in this facility is pretty enormous. So yeah, it's a lot of work but that's my job, is to keep up with the machines that make all this stuff, so the production line can assemble it.
So when you have so many things to work on, the idea of how do you do it? How do you set your priorities? What process, what thought process, what paperwork or computer process do you go through to have your ducks in a row?
Well, there's a lot to that. I think first and foremost, you got to start with your critical assets, and you don't want to get everything so much in the system at once. You want to have your critical assets first, so you don't want to do too much too fast. You want to go ahead and get your critical assets done first. That means, how do you assess that? Well, okay, if this particular machine goes down, is it going to affect what downstream, right? So if it's something that's going to take out the whole plant, that's definitely critical.
Like an air compressor.
Air compressors are very critical. I'd say that's one of the top critical pieces of equipment we have.
And we've shown pictures of the 3 main compressors at your plant, and when they were setting that up, they contacted me before they ever went in production, and they said, we need a 30 horse compressor. I says, why? And they says, well, that's what we're going to need. I said, let's put 3 10s in. And they went, what? And I says, look, if you lose a 30 horsepower, you're completely down. But you've lost a compressor, pulled it off, switched it out,
Yes.
and not shut the plant down
Yes.
because you had 20 horsepower worth of air running.
We've lost 2.
Oh, you've lost 2 at
Yes.
one time. I
Yes.
didn't realize that.
Yep.
But because you've identified early that this was a solution to a future problem, This
Yes.
this would be something that negated downtime in the future.
Absolutely.
And that's what we're talking about with a preventive maintenance program. So the importance of setting up a preventive maintenance program, you have some priorities and procedures set. Do you want to explain this?
Sure, yeah, there's 4 key points that we want to do for a preventive maintenance program. And the number one is to define your goals. So everybody's got to be working towards the same goals, right? So management might have a set of goals and the technicians might have a set of goals. That it's important to get on the same page and work towards the same goals, whatever that is. So define that, because that's what you're going to set your program up for. So you want to define those goals, and you want to start with, like I said before, your critical assets, because you don't want to get overwhelmed by trying to get everything in the system at once. You want to go ahead and start with your critical assets. That's the way to get started. And take your time. Make sure you do it right. Don't hurry up and rush through this process, because it's very important that you have all the information. And that's going to benefit you in the long run. Just to have a program thrown together doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be a good program. You know,
Do it right the first time.
Do it right the first time, absolutely. And then you want to create standard operating procedures or checklists. So, you know, a list of tasks that for each asset, and you can, you know, use the OEM manuals. You could use folks like yourself.
We shared this with the preventative maintenance on, we sell special, and we did an episode not too long ago where we shared our checklist that when we go in and do a 5 or 10 horsepower compressor service, we change the oil, we change the air filter or filters, we tighten the belt, or we check the belts and tighten it if necessary. We do a 12-point safety check. If we have time, we blow the tank down to 0 and do a pump up test. We make sure there's no water in the tank. So, and we have a checklist. We run an amp test on your 5 horsepower and up machines, whether 3-phase or single phase is more important with the 3-phase. And if the customer wants a copy of the checklist, what we did during our service, we check it off as we go and hand it to them. And that, some customers are just glad the machine got serviced and don't really want the details. Some customers want the details, and this is
I want the details.
Yeah.
I want the details, yeah.
So
That's very valuable to me, because it's going to help. Okay, if I know that you're the guru, right, and you're doing this is your checklist, I know that's the way to do it. I know that's how you do it. So that is valuable to me, and I'm going to implement that into my preventative maintenance. Now I'm going to put that as my tasks for when I go and maintain this machine or air compressor or whatever it is.
whatever, yeah.
Yeah, and then so the fourth thing is to use some kind of management system, a computerized management system software, and that could be, you know, something you purchase, commercial, or it could be something that.
What about old school guys like me that has a calendar?
As I say, that goes that's the range, man. You could go to just a spreadsheet, you know, or
Right.
but obviously the bigger shop is, the bigger your
Right.
your program is, the more assets you're going to have to maintain. You're going to want to have the computer manage that for you, just because the scheduling is going to be a lot easier. But yes, absolutely, have something.
Well, okay, we're working towards having something.
Have something.
So those are the 4 steps to starting your maintenance program. Troy is going to come back for episode 2, possibly 3, and we are going to go through the procedures, the thought process of setting your priorities to do your maintenance. This is a taste today. This is a short episode. This is just a taste of the next couple episodes coming when we're going to get down a little bit more into the weeds. Thank you. God bless. Have a great day. Troy, you'll come back in a week, right?
Sure.
Okay, we're good.
Thank you for watching this episode of The Compressor Guru. Please hit like and subscribe and use the notify bell so you will know when the next new episode is released from The Compressor Guru. God bless you and have a great day.